Hello, my name is Rossella and today I'm going to do the B paper included in this book published by ABRSM in 2021. If you haven't done it yet, click on the red button there and subscribe to my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Theory Virtuoso, and Instagram, Theory Virtuoso. And don't forget that you can always visit my website, theoryvirtuoso.com, where you can find all the videos that I publish. There are music theory videos, tutorials on discovering music theory published by ABRSM, musical quizzes, past and sample exam papers by ABRSM, and piano tutorials to improve your piano performance too. Thank you for watching. Bye! First question of this B paper 2021. We need to circle the correct time signature for each of the bars. The first thing I always recommend to do is to have a look at the overall thing, like from above, and see what you can notice. For example, here I see 3 groups of things. 1, 2, somewhere, 3. Now this rest could belong to this or this, I don't know it yet. But I see another lonely semiquaver here, so we should always pair them up. So I think that this semiquaver belongs to this other group. In the options we have 12/8, 9/8 and 5/4, so 2 compound times and 1 simple time. This means 12 quavers grouped in 3. So we have 4 groups of 3 quavers. Here we have 3 groups of 3 quavers, and here we have 5 crotchets. I don't know if this is a compound time, but this really catches my eyes. 1 quaver, 2 quavers, and this is another quaver. 4 demisemiquavers equals 1 quaver. So these are 3 quavers. I can easily exclude 5/4 because 2 quavers make a crotchet, and here we have 3. So the subdivisions is of a compound time. 1, 2, and 3. Now, based on the fact that I see 3 groups of things, I think that the answer is 9/8 already, without even counting. But as this is a tutorial, let's count. We have 1 quaver here, another quaver here, and the dot goes with this semiquaver because they are the 2 halves, and this is the other group of 3 quavers. Then in the last one we have 1 quaver, 1 quaver, and these 2 together are a quaver. So 2 semiquavers that make a quaver. And this is it, so 9/8. Easy. So as you can see, I didn't have to do the math calculations. First, I looked from above, from afar, you see, and then I tried to just rely on what I had. 3 groups of things. What things? Quavers in this case. Let's do the same here. Okay, in this case it's hard to group because there are lots of crotchets. Let's have a look at the options that we have here. In fact, we have 4 halves, which means 4 minims, okay, 9 crotchets or 7 crotchets. In fact, the crotchet is the main thing here. This could make us think of a compound time because it could be a group of 3 quavers, 1, 2, and 3. And this is the same. But then this wouldn't be possible because a triplet of quavers, it's not possible in compound times because 3 quavers fit perfectly in a movement. I think we should count the crotchets and see if we have 8, because 4 minims would mean 8 crotchets, 9 or 7. 1, 2. Why do I start from here, by the way? Because it's easier. I can't remember here. Well, let's pretend. I can't remember what 3 crotchets are equals 2. So honestly, I start from the easiest thing. This is another crotchet, this is another crotchet, and these two quavers could be paired together to make another crotchet. This is a syncopation. It means that a longer note is between two shorter notes. It doesn't matter if they are of the same value or not. So a syncopation, ta ta ta, and it's used to bring the music forward even more than usual. It gives some sense of going on, going somewhere, flow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far, and 3 crotchets as a triplet equals to 2 of the same kind. So in the end we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crotchets, and the answer is 7 crotchets. Now, as I said, 1 minim equals 2 crotchets, so this means that 4 would mean 8 crotchets in this bar. In other words, the real question of this exercise B was, how many crotchets do you have? 7, 8 or 9? I hope this makes sense. Let me know. Last one. Okay, I'll go from the options this time. Why? Don't know. It's just because this is a bit complicated. 3/8, 2/4 and 3/4. 3/8 means 3 quavers. 2/4 is 2 crotchets, and 3/4 is 3 crotchets. I would start from the first one. Let's have a look. So if I have 1 quaver here and 4 demisemiquavers, which are equals to another quaver, this would make a crotchet. Fine, perfect, brilliant. But then what is left here is less than a crotchet, because it's a semiquaver plus another semiquaver made of 2 demisemiquavers. And this means that we must exclude the 2 crotchet beats here. Time signature with crotchets, because we don't have enough. We simply don't have enough. The values here doesn't add up to 2 crotchets, let alone 3 crotchets. So the answer is 3/8. And if we want to have it proved, we have 1 quaver, and then another quaver made up of 1 semiquaver and 2 demisemiquavers. I hope this makes sense. My way of answering this question is not very mathematical. I don't use fractions because it is not musical, to be honest. And I know that some of you prefer to do the math calculation and then do this 1/8 plus 1 30 seconds times 4 30 seconds. But I don't think this is this is musical, because when you then have a music score, what do you really do? Do you bring your own paper and you do your maths calculations? I don't think so. So this is why your theory remains detached from your practice. And this is why it is not really convenient, because in the end we learn theory to put it into practice, to understand how to play. And if you don't connect this to a piece of music that can be played, I'm afraid you are not getting the most of it. So try to do what I say, and next time go and watch other videos. Pause the video when you see a question like this. Try to answer it and listen to my explanation and see what went wrong or what went right, if it makes sense. This is the way you can practice my way of answering this question. And next time you have a piece of sight reading or a new piece to play with your instrument, you know what to do. Next one. In this question we have a bar written in compound time, and we need to tick which of them is the correct version of this bar in simple time. So from compound to simple. Okay, in this case we don't have to analyze these. I just go on to the original bar and I try to draw the looking of the same bar in simple time. We have 3 quavers, and 3 quavers becomes a triplet in simple time. A duplet becomes a normal. couple of 2 quavers. So where do we have this figure? Let's have a look. 3 and 2, we have it here. 3 and 2, we have it here. So now we need to decide which one is the right answer. 2/2 or 2/4? Well, the answer is 2/4, and I'll tell you why. It could be 2/2, yeah, it could be, but this is incorrect. If it's 2/2, we would have 2 crotchets here, not 2 quavers. If you make 2 quavers, here there is 1 crotchet missing, because 2 quavers make a crotchet, but we need to make a minim. 1 minim is here, and 1 minim needs to be here. So the answer is this. Happy? Let's move on. In this question, we need to complete the 2 sentences with 1 number. In 4/4, a triplet of 3 crotchets is equal to 2 of the same value. 2 crochet beats. 3 equals to 2. And to my students, I make the example of having 2 tickets for a fun fair that is valid for 3. So we fit 3 people in the space of 2. Oh, and why do we have this in music? To vary. To make music varied, to create the basis for creativity, really. A breve is equal to a certain number of semiquavers. Okay, here you can do that. Okay, semibreve equals 2 minims equals 4 crochets and so forth. And you can spend minutes to get to the answer. Well, I'll tell you the simplest and quickest way. 1 semiquaver is 1/16, which means that 16 of them make a semibreve, a whole note. We have a breve, so it's double it. 32 semiquavers. Easy peasy. That's it. It is as simple as that. The fraction that describes the semiquaver is 1/16, which means that 16 of them makes a semibreve, okay? Now the breve is double the semibreve, so which means that we need twice as much, 32. That's it. Okay, if you're happy, let's change page and let's go to question 4. In this 4th question, we need to tick the box that shows the bar that is grouped correctly. And the time signature is 4/4. This is a common time, as you probably know. I hope so. Again, let's have a look from above. 1, 2, 3 and 4 groups. That could be 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. That could be 1, 2 and then 3, 4 beamed together. That could be as well. It could happen, but I'm not talking about this specific case. This is incorrect because this is like a compound time grouping. We have 1 semiquaver, 1 quaver, and another semiquaver is missing, so we can easily excuse this one. This one is correct, this one is correct, correct. Now, the thing is, which one is correct? This, where they are beamed together, or this, where crochet 3 and 4 are beamed together? Well, the correct answer is this, and I will tell you why. This is possible, but in this particular figure, with all the semiquavers, it makes it confusing. And the more items we have, the more we need to separate the movements, so the crochets in this case. Let's remember that the music is written in a way, should be written in a way that makes sight reading easy, direct and intuitive. And this one is not that easy. If you look at this, da 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 da, that's much easier. But here, da 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 da, I really miss the momentum of the last movement. So it is, yeah. If there would be like quavers, this would be possible. But the rhythm is more articulated, so we really need to separate them. I hope this makes sense. Next question. We need to tick or cross the boxes to mark this paper as if we would be the teacher of an imaginary student. The time signature is 6/4, which means a compound time based on crotchets. We should have one, I'll do it here, 1, 2, and 3 crotchets, and then 1, 2, and 3 crotchets. Okay, this one is incorrect. The first one is incorrect because although it does add up correctly, this is the equivalent of 2 crotchets, so we would have 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. We can't use a minim. We need to use 3 crochet rests. We could do the other way around, but not this. So we need to see 1, 2, 3. Here, let's have a look. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, that's correct. 1 crochet, 1 crochet, 1 crochet. Yeah. Here we have 1 crochet, the dot and the quiver, and then 1 crochet. Then the remainder is 3 crochets together. Yes, that's correct. Why can we merge them all together here? Because it's a whole movement, so we can do it. We wouldn't do this. We wouldn't. It's just a waste of ink, waste of space. Doesn't really make sense. So we need a dotted minim. Okay. I hope this is clear and easy for you to follow, I'm sure. Let's turn the page and let's go on to the second section of this grade 5 exam paper. In this question, we need to tick the box that shows the correct name for this note. And this is in the alto clef, and it's treble clef +1. So in the treble clef, I would read this note D, Re, so +1 is Mi. There you go. Easy. I don't know you do, Guy, honest. Another way of doing this is so we know that this is middle C, and we go backwards. So Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi. So E. If you want to revise the clefs, go and watch 4 useful videos that I published, and the link is in the description below, or you can click on the card up here. The second question asks us to identify the enharmonic equivalent of this note. Now this note is so flat. Let's do the keyboard. And this one, so flat is this note here. Now this note here could be called Fa sharp or Mi double sharp. And in this case we have F sharp, so here we go. La double flat, not really. La double flat is G, is not G flat. That's too much. We can't have 3 flats. It's just up to 2. 2 flats or 2 sharps. And Fa double sharp is also the same. So these are the same note, and this is the only note that that corresponds to this one here. So Fa sharp. Okay, all sorted. Question 3. This question is about transposition. We need to transpose a perfect fifth up. And we need to identify the right answers and the wrong answers, including the key signature. This piece with 4 flats is in A flat major. The penultimate flat gives us the key. A flat major or F minor. In this case it doesn't matter because major and relative minors share the same key signature. A flat major, a perfect fifth. Oh, I need to write the useful keyboard. perfect fifth is 3.5 tones apart. So 1, 2, 3.5, E flat. So we need to write a piece in E flat major. And E flat major has 3 flats because this E flat is the penultimate flat in our key signature. And here we have just one. Incorrect. Now, F, careful, read the notes in bass clef, otherwise everything is incorrect. You might get the wrong answer here just because you read the notes incorrectly. F, Fa, up a fifth, perfect fifth is 1, 2, 3.5, Do, correct. Another Fa is another Do, and this is correct. B natural. B natural is here. Do I have enough? Okay, B natural. 1, 2, 3.5. Fa sharp. Here it is. Do. 1, 2, 3.5. Sol, G. Here it is. Ah, perfect. All correct. Only the key signature was incorrect this time. Unusual, but still possible. Are you happy? I hope the keyboard helps you visualize the keys. A perfect fifth is 3.5 tones. That's the only thing you need to remember, either up or down. And you need to call the notes a fifth apart. So for example, Fa, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. You need to call it Do. This note here could be B sharp or D double flat. We can't call it that way, otherwise we change the it is no longer it would be no longer a fifth but a fourth or a sixth. So the name of the notes is essential. Okay, question 4. We need to compare the 3 bars and circle true or false. Okay, to answer this question, my memorime, if the pitch you want to know, middle C, are you above or below? In bass clef, middle C is here. In treble clef, middle C is here. And in the alto clef, this is middle C. So let's observe. This melody here is below middle C. This is above and this is above. Same notes, but this is an octave lower than these two, B and C. Now, we can easily answer these questions after our reflection. A and C are the same pitch. No. B is 1 octave lower than C. No, that's the same pitch. A is 1 octave lower than B. And this is correct, because this is above middle C, this is just below middle C. Here it is. So, in this question, I would recommend to identify where middle C is. Then observe and take your conclusions, and then easily answer the questions. Section number 3. In these 2 questions, we need to tick the box that shows the correct key signature of B flat minor and F sharp major correctly written. To answer this, you can watch my tutorials on key signatures. The link is in the description below or in the card up here. In these tutorials, I say that the key signatures with flats have this shape, zigzagging descending shape. And the key signature with sharps has 3 curves, of which the second one is longer. Or in the tenor clef is an ascending, zigzagging scale. So we only need to identify which of these shapes is reflected in these boxes. This can't be, because it's very different. This could be, but look at here. So no. This could be, but look at here then. No. And this is the only one. And look, zigzagging, descending shape. So, tenor clef. Let's go to the sharps. We need to have this shape pretty much everywhere apart from the tenor clef. So, look at here. This is okay, but look, we're missing this bit. This note should be up here. So, no. This could be fa, do, sol, re, la, mi. This is the correct one. But let's exclude the other ones. The tenor clef should have this shape. And okay, up to here, then look. No. And this one here is also incorrect, because it should have this shape. So the correct answer is the bass clef. Fa, do, sol, re, la, mi. Perfect. Fun coloring gigantic drawings after eating. Sorted. Next one. Okay guys, this is the most laborious question that we need to answer. We have 3 melodies and we need to say which key they are in. And again, I think the quickest way of answering this question is to use this technique. So, first of all, really go and watch my videos about key signatures, because they help you identify the keys without knowing the circle of fifths. But you only need to know the order of sharps and flats. Fa, do, sol, re, la, mi, si. Fun coloring gigantic drawings after eating breakfast. And the flats are the sharps backwards. So si, mi, la, re, sol, do, fa. Big elephants ate dinosaurs, goat, cheese, figs. Good for them. Okay, this is with flats, so let's see which one is the penultimate flat in our key signature, because that will give us the key. We have E flat, we have B flat, we have Mi flat and B flat. So I think the penultimate flat here is B flat, so the answer is B flat major. Easy. In A flat major, we would have not only A flat, but also D flat, and we don't have them here. This is not flat. In F minor, we would have the leading note raised, so Mi would be natural. And in E flat major, we would have A flat, and here we don't have it. So B flat major. The next one is with sharps. So we have Re, watch out, the clef. Re sharp, Do sharp, Mi So sharp, then La sharp, B sharp, and Do sharp. Okay. If we have all of these, we must also have Fa sharp. So we have, when this happens, that we have a gap and then we have a sharp somewhere else in the line, it means that this is the leading note. Because the leading note must be raised, so B sharp means that we are in C sharp minor. Because B sharp is 1 semitone below C sharp. And the leading note is 1 semitone below the tonic. So this is in C sharp minor. It can't be G sharp minor because we would have Fa double sharp. We don't even have a Fa here. In E major, we wouldn't have so many sharps because E major has 4 sharps, so we wouldn't have A sharp or B sharp. And in A major, we wouldn't have D sharp, A sharp, and B sharp because it has just 3 sharps. So the answer, the only possible answer is C sharp minor. And again, because of this leading note, let me circle it. C sharp is the leading note. I hope this makes sense. Let's move on, and I need to rub out these because we need a sharp line again. This last one has Fa sharp, La sharp, Do sharp, and Fa sharp. Okay, again, a gap. And this means that La sharp is the leading note of B minor. Here it is, B minor. It can't be D major because D major wouldn't have A sharp, but just the 2 sharps that we see. It can't be A major because A major would have these 3 sharps up to G. And it can't be F sharp minor because the leading note of F sharp minor is E sharp. So as we don't have it, but we have La sharp, is B minor. So this question is laborious, but not that much because there are just a few steps that you need to do, but you can't skip them. That's the thing. I hope this is useful. Please let me know, send me a message or leave a comment here. I always read them and I always reply. 4th question. In this exercise, we need to complete the scale of A flat major written in the alto clef, and we need to select which box shows the right note. E flat major has 4 flats, and we know this because the order of flats is Si, Mi, La. That's the penultimate flat of our key signature, and then Re. So, Si, Mi, La, Re. This is A flat. Now, if you're not confident with the alto clef, this is treble clef +1. So this is La flat. But you can also write the names. Okay, so let's write the names. La flat, Sol, Fa. We need a Mi, an E, and E is flat. So E flat. So E flat, Re flat, Do. Then we need a B. And B is also flat because it's included in the key signature. So B flat. Done. I think we're getting quicker and quicker here. What do you think? Let's turn the page, shall we? Another laborious question where we need to identify the right clef for the following minor scales. Now this is important, minor scales. Why? Because sometimes, depending on the clef, so 2 clefs might be possible, but one of them would make this scale a major scale. So this is why we can exclude one of the options, possible options sometimes. So the technique here, I'm afraid, is to go through each of them separately until we find the right one, until the scale makes sense as a minor scale. So in the treble clef, this would be D. So a scale of D minor would have 2 flats, but not Fa flat, not at all. This can't be, so goodbye. In the bass clef, this would be an F minor scale. F has 4, probably I need to write the order of sharps and flats. Fa, Do, Sol, Re, La, Mi, Si, and then the flats are Si, Mi, La, Re, Sol, Do, Fa. Fun coloring gigantic drawings after eating breakfast. Big elephants ate dinosaurs, goat cheese, figs. Okay, so if this is Fa, F minor is the relative minor of A flat, 3 semitones above, yeah? So A flat has 4 flats. Do we have 4 flats here? Not really, no. This would have been flat because B is flat. So even the bass clef is incorrect. The alto clef is treble clef plus 1, so this re would become an E, mi. Mi minor is the relative minor of G major, and G major has 1 sharp because G minus 1 semitone is F, and so F is the last sharp in our key signature. And it can't be because we have flats here. The tenor clef is the only one possible, so we can circle it, but let's identify which key, which scale we have. So the tenor clef is treble clef minus 1. So this D becomes Do, so this is Do minor. C minor is the relative minor of E flat, 3 semitones above. And E flat has 3 flats. Do, Re, Mi, E flat, Fa, Sol, La flat, Si, Do. Now this B is raised. It was flat, but it was also raised, so it becomes a natural because it's the leading note. In this case, we have a harmonic scale. Next one, and I hope this makes sense. Let's go on to the next one. In treble clef, this is Re sharp. Re sharp minor is the relative minor of F sharp, 3 semitones above. F sharp minus 1 semitone is E, so in D sharp minor we have these sharps, 6, quite a lot. We don't have them here. Re, Do sharp, Re sharp, Do sharp, B, La sharp, So sharp. Why is it not sharp? Can be possible. In bass clef, this is Fa sharp. F sharp minor is the relative minor of A major. A major has 3 sharps because A minus 1 semitone is G sharp, and G sharp is the last sharp of our key signature, so we have 3 sharps. Now here, F sharp, Mi sharp, the leading note, Re, Do sharp, here we have it, B, La, So sharp, and Fa sharp. I think this is the correct one. F sharp minor, harmonic, because we have an augmented second here. Let's exclude the other answers. Alto clef is treble clef plus 1, so Re sharp is Mi sharp. Now Mi sharp minor doesn't exist because instead we have F minor is the enharmonic equivalent. Similarly, in the tenor clef, treble clef minus 1 is Do sharp minor. Do sharp minor is the relative minor of E major. E major has 4 sharps. Let's see. Do sharp, B sharp, La, So sharp, Fa sharp. This is missing. F sharp is missing. So no. Last one. In treble clef, this would be Fa. F minor is the relative minor of A flat, and A flat minor has 4 flats because A flat is the penultimate flat in our key signature. So Fa, Mi flat, yes, Re flat, yes, Do, Si, B flat, yes, La flat, yes, Sol, Fa. So I think this is the correct answer. Let's exclude the other options. In bass clef, this is La, A. A minor is the relative minor of C major, no sharps, no flats, so no. Treble clef plus 1, Fa plus 1 is Sol, Sol minor, G minor is the relative minor of B flat major. B flat major has 2 flats, and we're missing the sharp here. The leading note must be a semitone below the tonic, so no.
Tenor clef is treble clef -1, so Fa -1 equals Mi, E minor. E minor is the relative minor of G major, which has sharps, so no. And this is completed. Sorted. How was it? Okay? Did you find this easy? Is it easier with my technique? Can you let me know, please? Thank you. Let's move on. Another question on scales, this time on chromatic scales. Which one is correctly written? Let's have a look. We need a keyboard. Okay. Sol. Sol flat. Fa. Fa flat. Mi. That's the same note. This is already incorrect. Let's move on. D flat. Re natural. Mi flat. Mi natural. Fa. Fa sharp. Sol. So sharp. La, B flat, B natural, Do, Re flat. So we have Re flat, and in the middle everything is correct. So this is true. Finished. Can you believe how easy it was? Here, once we found the mistake, we don't need to go on. I mean, one mistake is enough. That means that is incorrectly written. I'm afraid this is what teachers have to do when they mark the papers. One mistake means that the answer is incorrect, I'm afraid. Okay, number 7. We need to circle true or false for each statement. Let's have a look. This note, which is Fa sharp in bass clef, treble clef +2, if you want, is the submediant, which is the 6th degree of A major. A major has 3 sharps, and I know this because A major -1 semitone is G sharp, and G sharp is the last sharp in our key signature. So Fa, Do, Sol, 3 sharps. The 6th degree of A major is first the note La, Si, Do, Re, Mi, Fa. It is Fa, and Fa is sharp. So this is correct. True. This note is, oh my God, I can't remember. Okay, this note is Mi, I. So Mi, Re, Do, Si, La. This is La. Now, the mediant is the 3rd degree of F minor. F minor is the relative minor of A flat, and A flat has 4 flats: Si, Mi, La, Re. Let's see if this is the 3rd degree first of all. Fa, Sol, La. Yes, it is. Now, is La sharp, flat or not? Is La flat or natural? Flat. So this is incorrect because there is a flat missing. The dominant of B flat minor is this F here, because this is Fa. If this is La, this is -2, so Fa. Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa. Now the dominant of B flat minor, Si, Do, Re, Mi, Fa. The 5th degree is called Fa, yes, but is Fa flat, sharp, natural? Let's see. B flat minor is the relative minor of D flat major, and D flat has 5 flats. Si, Mi, La, Re, Sol, because D flat is the penultimate flat in our key signature. Is Fa included in the key signature? No, so Fa is natural, and then this is true. Fa is the dominant of B flat, and by the way, the dominant is a perfect 5th away from the tonic, so B flat F is a perfect 5th because it's 3 tones and a half. So it all makes sense together. And with this 7th exercise, we finished the 3rd section. Let's move on to the 4th section. I hope this was useful. Let me know, and let me know if my videos are useful for you, and share it with your friends, because if they are useful for you, other people might find them useful too. Thank you. Let's move on. This section relates to intervals, and in the first question we are asked to identify the intervals. Okay, so first of all, now I did remember it, we need a keyboard. So probably, I think I'll do it here so I can use it for 2 questions. How about that? Okay, Fa sharp, and this is, I can't remember, let's count. Sol is here, G, so Sol, La, Si, Do, Re, Mi sharp. This is obviously a compound interval, and to make it simple, we either raise this note up by an octave or we lower it down. I think because I want to remain in the stave, I just do this now. This is a 7th. Okay, now in the options we have compound major 7th, or if you want to know the other name of it, you do 7 plus 7, which is a 14th. So it could either be a compound 7th or a 14th. Now, this is a compound major 7th and this is a minor 14th. We can exclude these ones because they don't really make up the number correctly. For the 7th, I have a technique. Instead of counting, we just flip over the interval and we make it a second. Then let's identify this second. Mi sharp, Fa sharp. It is a minor second because it is just a semitone. This means that when we flip it over again, a minor interval becomes a minor second, becomes a major 7th. So the answer here is a compound major 7th. I'll do that again because you won't find this technique in any book. I have invented it, honestly. There might be somebody that invented it as well in the world, I'm sure. But you won't find it in any book. A 7th, we flip it over, we make it a second. Then we identify the type of interval, and in this case it's a minor second because it's a semitone. When we flip it over again, the minor interval becomes a major interval. So this is a major 7th. And I hope that this is clear. We're going to do that again because I can see that there are bigger intervals here. So let's identify the note here. Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, E flat. E flat, E flat. Oh, but this is my favorite. Octaves. Now, when the octave, when the notes that form the octave have the same name, it's a perfect octave. Easy. Oh, I love this. Next one. Si, Do, and this is middle C, right? So Do, Re, Mi, Fa. Fa flat. Interesting. This is another compound interval because it's longer than an octave. So I put it down an octave to make it simple. And I just lower it down because I'd like to stay within the stave. Do, Fa flat is a 4th, first of all. Do, Re, Mi, Fa is a 4th. So it could be a perfect 4th, or we could do 4 plus 7, 11, to have the other number. So we can exclude these ones. Okay, these ones are incorrect. So is it a diminished or perfect? Let's have a look. A 4th is 2 tones and a half apart. So from Do, 1, 2 and a half, but instead of a half we have Fa flat, so it's 2. So instead of perfect we have it diminished, so the answer here is diminished 11th. Okay, that's all. Or compound diminished fourth, which is not in the options. So, do, 1, 2.5, but it's fa flat, so it's 2 tones instead of 2.5. Okay, let's move on. If it's clear, let's move on to the following question. This is sol and this is B flat. So G, B flat. Oh, and here they want us to circle the type of interval, but I'm afraid to identify the type of interval, we need to identify the interval. So, in other words, we have to do this, the whole thing. Okay, sol B flat, this is definitely a compound interval, but to identify the type, we need to find the number. So, sol B flat is a third. Now, a third could be major or minor, so not perfect. Now, what kind of third? The major third is 2 tones. So let's have a look at here. 1.5. So we're missing 1 semitone. So instead of major, we have a minor interval. Okay, so sol 1.5. Next one, we have sol sharp and B flat. That's another third. Sol sharp, B flat is just 1 tone. So we're missing a tone, not just 1 semitone. So from major becomes minor, becomes diminished. Plus 1 semitone, minus 1 semitone, minus 1 tone. So a major minus 1 tone equals diminished. Here it is. Mi flat, mi, do sharp, careful here. Okay, this is sharp. So E, C sharp. Mi, do sharp. It is a sixth. Mi, fa, sol, la, si, do is a sixth. Now the sixth can be major or all the other options, but not perfect. So this sixth, okay, let's do the flipping over again. So do, mi, do becomes do, mi. Do sharp, mi. Let's see what kind of third it is. Do sharp is 1 tone and a half. 1.5 is a minor third. Now, if we flip over a minor third, it becomes a major sixth. So this is a major interval. Again, a sixth, we flip over the notes and we find a third. We identify the third, the type of third, and this is a minor third because it's 3 semitones, so it's a minor third. When we have a semitone less from major, okay, we have a minor interval. We flip it over again and a minor third becomes a major sixth, and here it is. Perfect. Let me know if this is useful, guys. This really, you can't find this technique in any book, so let me know if it's useful. I've really found it myself, so let me know if it's useful. That'd be great. Thank you. Question number 3. We need to write the intervals in this one, and then the second note should be higher than the given notes. So watch out for that. It's in bold, so it is important. Okay, a diminished seventh. Perfect. Let's flip it over. I make it a second, and I have to make an augmented second. So let's have a look. Oh, I need to do the keyboard. Forgot that again. Very wobbly keyboard. Okay. So from mi to re is a tone, right? So it is a major interval. Now, we said plus one semitone equals augmented. Minus one semitone equals diminished. Sorry, minor. Minus one tone equals diminished. The perfect interval becomes augmented if we raise up, if it's plus one semitone, or diminished if it's minus one semitone. So we must make an augmented second. So not a major one, but plus one semitone. So we have D, so mi re, okay, is a major, and to make it augmented, we need to widen the distance. So instead of re, we got re flat. So we make it a tone and a half. Perfect. Now, this re flat, as it is, we write it up because we need to flip it over again. So, re flat. This is the final answer. A major second from D sharp, it's a tone. 1 and 2 semitones. And this note can't be called F because otherwise we make it a third. Whatever the type, when we make it a third, we must call it E. And this E is sharp. So, Mi sharp. Okay, is purely one tone above. An augmented fourth from B flat, okay, first note name, Si, Do, Re, Mi, we must call it E. Now, a perfect fourth is 2 tones and a half. We must make it a semitone up, so 3 tones apart. B flat, so 1, 2, and 3. So Mi is the note. As simple as that. So again, 1, 2 and a half, that's Mi flat will be the perfect interval, plus 1 semitone E. Here it is. Next one, a compound minor sixth. Oh, that's gross. All right, this is Mi, Re, Do, Si. This is B flat. Guys, the flats. Oh, I need more space here. B flat. So let's flip it over and make it a major third. This is what we need. Okay, B flat, a major third. So first of all, we need to write the name of the note, which is Sol. So again, we need a major third. From B flat, 1 and 2, that's the major interval. And this is G minor. Remember, we need to call the note G. And this is G, so it's G flat because the note must be G. It can't be fa sharp, otherwise we make it a fourth. So again, 1, 2. And this is the major third, G flat. Now, we flip it over and we write a G flat here, which is here in bass clef, but it's compound, so an octave higher. This is the final answer. So let's do that again. This is B flat. We flip it over to find a major third. A major third from B flat is G flat. We flip it over and we find the simple interval. From that, we go up by an octave and we find the compound version of it. This is the final answer. I know the intervals are complicated, guys, but if you follow my thinking, That's the easiest way. I think this is the easiest way. Some people relate the intervals to the scales, but that's adding an extra step. So if you take the scale incorrectly, you're going to have incorrect answers throughout. So it's an extra step. Let's turn the page. This fifth section relates to chords, and this is also very important. So follow my instructions here and try to do what I do to be right. In this first question, we need to identify the cadences. Now, you've been given 4 chords that might make cadences, so don't mix them up. For example, 2-4, that's not a cadence. 4-2 is not a cadence. 1-4 is not a cadence, it's 4-1 the cadence. So watch out when you do this. Try to find the chords that make sense. Now, we have a melody, and the melody is based, every melody is basically based on chords. So if we mix and match the notes that we have in each bar, we find the melody. And we need to exclude the passage notes. So the passage notes are the notes that don't belong to the chords. So we are the notes, sounds that we touch and go. So we are in F major here because we have 1 flat and it starts on F and ends on a chord that relates to F. We'll see which one it is. So we are in F major. Okay, the notes here are Fa. Let me just do it here. Fa, then Re, and Do, and C flat. Now there is one passage note here, and this note is Do, because we need to have 1 off, 1 on, 1 off, 1 on. We need to have a chord that has this shape: 1 on, off, off, on. If we don't have this, it means that there is an extra note, and this B flat, C, Do, means that C is an extra note. Now we shall put them in order. B flat, D, F, Si, Do, Re, Mi, Fa. Si, Re, Fa. This is the bottom note. So this note in the scale of F is number Fa, Sol, La, Si, 4. Now here we could have either 1 or 5 because both of them form a cadence. So 4-1 will be the plagal cadence, 4-5 will be the imperfect cadence. So let's see. We have Fa, La, and Do, and I'm afraid that this is an F major chord, so 1, because Fa is the bottom note and it's also the tonic, so 1. Next one, we have Fa, La, Do, La, so some notes are repeated. Let's see, Fa, La, and Do. Okay, these are the notes. Same chord as here, so 1. Here we have the same notes as here, so again we have the same chord, B flat, Re, and Fa, and we said that this is 4. It's the same, you see, Si, Do, Re, Fa, Re. Si, Do, Re, Fa, it's the same chord, same notes, nearly the same notes. Do, Mi, Sol, Do, Mi, Sol. Do is the bottom note because Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, okay? Do, Mi, Sol. Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. Do for F major is the 5th degree. And here we have the imperfect cadence. This is an extended imperfect cadence. Plagal, imperfect. Okay, I hope this was clear. Let's move on to the next one where we need to identify the cadences. Here they tell us the key. Still we need to identify the chords. In this chord we have Sol, Re, and Si. In order, Sol, La, Si, Do, Re. Okay. The bottom note is Sol. Again, what are we achieving here is this shape. Sol, la, si, do, re, on, off, on, off, on. Okay, this is important. You need the root position. The bottom note is the same as the tonic, so this is 1. This note here is D, so re, la, fa sharp, and la. 1 is doubled, so goodbye. In order is re, mi, fa, sol, la. The bottom note is re, and it's a fifth apart from sol. Sol, la, si, do, re. So it's the chord built on the 5th degree, 5. And 1/5 is an imperfect cadence. Next one. D major is our key here. Let's see the notes. Sol, si, re, oh, sorry. Ooh. Re and sol, that is double. Sol, la, si, do, re, they are already in order. Sol is the bottom note. Now, let's count the distance between re and sol. Re, mi, fa, sol. 4. So this is the 4th degree. Here we have re, la, fa sharp, and fa sharp. Re, la, well, re, that I've omitted, and fa sharp because it's doubled. So in order they are re, fa sharp, and la. Re is the bottom note, and for D major is the 1st degree. So 4/1 is a plagal cadence. So as you can see, we have steps to follow, but once we do it, it's quite quick. You need to remember though that the perfect cadence is 5/1. Imperfect is basically anything to 5, sort of. Plagal is 4/1. That's all you need to remember. Question 3. We need to tick the box that identifies the chord, and we have to do basically what we've done before with an extra step, because we need to see whether the chord is in root position of one of the 2 inversions. Let's see. I'll do this here so I have more space. We have fa, fa, and re. Okay, one note is doubled here, but another one is missing. And which one is missing? Which we shall try. Let's have a note, 2 notes below this. So we have re and fa basically in order. So re, fa, la. Okay. If we have a, oh, first of all we need to, yes, so we are in C minor here. So if we have re, fa, la, okay, so two above this, re, mi, fa, sol, la, which would be flat. Re for do is the 2nd degree, and it is in our options. On the other hand, if we have B flat, we would have the 7th degree, which is not in our options. So it's not B flat, the chord, but it's D. D is our chord. So A flat is missing here. Re is our bottom note. For C minor, D is the 2nd degree. So we can write 2. Now, which note do we have at the bottom of the chord? Re, fa, or la flat? And we have F. So this is 2B. And the answer is here. The right answer, 2B. Next one, we have sol, mi flat, and do. In order, they are do, mi flat, and sol. Do is the bottom note, and for do minor is the 1st. Now, what do we have at the bottom here? Do, mi flat, or sol? That's, oh, sorry. We have sol. So it's 1C. Here it is. Last chord, we have sol, re, and B natural. Well, we can write B. In order, they are sol, la, si, do, re. Sol is the bottom note, and for C minor is the fifth chord. So it's the fifth degree. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, 5. Chord 5. What do we have at the bottom of the chord? Sol, si, or re? Sol. So it's 5A, also called 5. 5A. That's it. It is as simple as that once we follow the steps. I hope this was useful. Shall we move on? Yes. This sixth part of the exam relates to terms, signs and instruments. This involves memory basically, so you would need to know the stuff here. However, one way of remembering this is also to use the pieces that you play to remember what's the meaning of the signs. Do you really look at the pieces? Do you really see all the details in your pieces? You would need to put them into a musical sense, a musical, practical way of realizing them, of expressing them. So use your experience. That's the best way of remembering the things. Perdendosi is an Italian word to say like dying away, flying away, perdendosi. And I always use the metaphor of a boat on the sea. We are at a beach and then we look at the sea, we see a boat that is going away and it's progressively getting smaller, of course, until it disappears from the horizon. And this means dying away, basically. This means perdendosi, that you lose the sight of it. That's the thing, because perdendo, this verb relates to losing, but it's losing the sight as a metaphor of losing the sound of it. So you really don't see it anymore. It disappears. It becomes smaller and smaller, smaller, smaller until it disappears from the horizon. This is the meaning of that. Definitely not playful. Definitely. Okay, lent is a French word for slow. Lento, like the Italian lento. Ad libitum is it's a Latin word. Ad libitum. Libitum is also relating to libido. That means willing. So ad libitum, as much as you want. You choose. So at choice. Ad libitum. Finally, the player can choose. Ad libitum. Yay! We can choose. And that's it, really. Experience, a bit of knowledge, memory. That's all. Question number 2. We need to tick one box that describes the name of the ornaments. 2 notes like that is an acciaccatura. Tra, tra. Ta-dam, ta-dam. Okay. A turn needs 5 notes at least. The trill would be the same. Okay, the same as this, but repeated. Upper mordant has more notes, more than this. So no. Okay, we have the 3 notes here. So this is an upper mordant because appoggiatura and acciaccatura have only 2 notes. And trill has many of these. So upper mordant, tarida. That's it. I can't say more than this. I hope this was useful, guys. It really needs experience, memory and knowledge. So I did for me. So, question 3. Okay, here again, knowledge. But let's see if everything they say here is true or false. Una corda means to release the left pedal. No, it's the other way around, to use it. This means one string. So if you look inside of any grand piano, you would see that every note is made up of 3 strings. And these strings are corde. Corda means string. And the hammer hits, as we press the key, the hammer hits the strings, 3 strings, okay? And produces a rich sound. Now, when we use the left pedal, the keyboard, the mechanism inside, the action, so it's called, shifts. So when the hammer hits, it doesn't hit anymore 3 strings, but just 1 string. So the sound is weaker. It's the same, but it's weaker. It's less rich. That's the meaning of this. The flute has a higher range than the oboe. Well, yes, because the flute is the highest instrument. Well, there is the piccolo as well, but flute in an orchestra is really among the highest. The horn uses the treble clef. Yes! Transposed. A 5th. The cor anglais is a double reed instrument. This is true. How can I answer this? Knowledge, guys. You just need to remember it. The tuba is the lowest sounding string instrument. And this is false. We have the bass tuba. It's even lower. Very, very low. And with this, we have finished this 6th section. Let's move on to the 7th one, the last of our exam. In this section, we need to observe the score, the given score, and answer the questions. Here, we need to compare these bars with bar 4 of the violin part. So, and I'm going to copy it here. The violin part starts on G, above middle C. And to answer this question, we need to say, if the pitch you want to know, middle C, are you above or below? Okay, middle C in bass clef is here. Oh dear, look at this. Middle C in treble clef is here. Middle C in the alto clef is here. Middle C in tenor clef is here. So, by observing these, they are all at the same pitch. Below middle C, below middle C, below middle C. This one is above middle C. So, A, B and C are the same. Having said that, this is easy now. We just need to take the one correct statement. Only B and C are an octave lower. No. Only A is an octave lower. No, they are all the same. Only A and C are 1 octave lower. No. A, B and C are correctly rewritten 1 octave lower. Yes, because they are the same. So this note would be up here. And is an octave higher than them, so they are an octave lower. Okay, sorted. Next one. We need to circle true or false for these statements relating to the piece of music that we have. The music is to be played sweetly. The Italian word for sweet is dolce, but in our piece we have grazioso, which is a bit different, it's gracious, so it's false. The first note in bar 5 of the violin part is marked to be played with an up bow. And if we go to bar 5, we see a down bow. So this is incorrect. The lowest note in the piano part is A. And I'm afraid it is C, this down C down there. So it's not La, but it's La plus 2. That's a trick. It's not in treble clef, but it's in bass clef. All the notes in the piano part can be found in the harmonic form of G minor. This piece is in G minor, but it is incorrect because of bar 3 where we have Mi natural. And then that makes it a melodic scale, not a harmonic scale, because the harmonic scale has E flat. So when we have the natural, it's the melodic scale, so that's false. Not all of the notes, but most of all the notes but one. So in this case, it's false. B flat major has the same key signature of G minor. Yes, because it's the relative major. Done. Sorted. Let's move on. Again, guys, please let me know if this is helpful. Thank you very much. And don't forget to share my videos to your friends, because they might find it useful as well, and they might benefit from what they learn through my videos. Thank you very much. Which instrument can play this violin part that we have, sounding the same without struggling, without having notes out of the compass? So timpani, no, has indefinite pitch. Trombone and bassoon are very low, so the only one could be oboe, because the trombone is really low and bassoon even lower. So yeah, oboe. How many times the supertonic, so the second degree of G minor, which is La, A, appear in the right hand part, piano part? Let's see. If we count them, they are 7. Last question, guys. Complete the 2 sentences by adding a number. A perfect octave interval in this piece occurs 3 times. Here they are. There is a trill in bar 7, and that's the symbol. And with this, we have completed this B exam. I know that you've been waiting for a bit, and I'm sorry about it. I've been very busy, and I've published other videos, but here it is, and I hope to make the C video very, very soon. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye, guys.
Thank you for watching my video. I hope it was useful. Don't forget to leave a like down there and share it with your friends. If it was useful for you, it will be useful for other people too. Now, if you want more sample papers published by ABRSM, click here and find the video you're looking for. In the meantime, I would like to thank all the ones who are messaging me and leaving comments. You know that I always read them and I always reply. And thanks to all the ones who are telling me that thanks to my videos, they have improved and feel more confident. This makes me so happy. What else to say? Happy music, everyone. Bye.